Have you ever heard the story of the two brothers who tried to build a stairway to heaven? It sounds like something straight out of a myth or a fairy tale, but for two siblings, Earl and Brock Lee, it was a very real, lifelong ambition. This isn't just a story about a strange construction project. It's a tale of brotherhood, unwavering determination, and a dream that literally reached for the sky. So, who are these two brothers? Earl and Brock Lee were born in the late 19th century in a small rural town in America. Growing up, they were inseparable. They weren't just brothers. They were best friends. They shared everything: their chores, their secrets, and most importantly, their dreams. From a young age, they were fascinated by stories of the heavens, of angels, and of a world beyond our own. This fascination, combined with a deep sense of spirituality, planted the seed for what would become their life's work. The idea didn't just appear overnight. As children, they'd spend hours lying in fields, staring up at the clouds, wondering what it would be like to walk among them. They talked about building a ladder tall enough to touch the sky. What started as a childish fantasy slowly grew into a concrete plan as they got older. They began to believe with all their hearts that it was their destiny to bridge the gap between earth and the heavens. They wanted to create a physical path, a stairway to heaven, so that people could, as they imagined, walk right up and meet the divine. Of course, their community thought they were completely out of their minds. When the Lee brothers, now young men, started talking seriously about their project, they were met with laughter and ridicule. People called them dreamers, eccentrics, even fools. But the skepticism of others only seemed to strengthen their resolve. They believed their calling was more important than public opinion. They pooled their life savings, sold off family land, and began dedicating every waking moment to their incredible project. The first step was finding the right materials. They knew wood would be the easiest to work with. They spent months, even years, felling trees, milling lumber, and treating it to withstand the elements. Their construction process was slow and methodical. They weren't professional engineers, but they were meticulous craftsmen. They designed a massive spiraling staircase, believing the spiral shape would give it structural integrity and resilience against the wind. Day after day, year after year, they worked. They'd wake up before dawn, hoist beams and planks into place, hammer nails until their hands were raw, and only stop when the sun went down. As the structure grew, something amazing happened. The laughter from the townspeople slowly turned into whispers of awe. The stairway became a local landmark. It was a bizarre, almost magical sight, a wooden staircase twisting its way into the sky with no apparent end. People would come from neighboring towns just to see it. It was a testament to the brothers' relentless dedication. The structure climbed higher and higher, first reaching 100 feet, then several hundred. It towered over every tree and building for miles around. The brothers lived a simple life at the base of their creation. They built a small cabin and lived off the land, pouring every ounce of their energy and resources into the stairway. They rarely left the site. Their lives became a cycle of building, repairing, and planning the next section. They faced countless challenges, storms that threatened to tear it down, winters that froze their progress, and the constant physical toll it took on their bodies. But they never gave up. When a section was damaged, they would patiently rebuild it, stronger than before. Their bond as brothers was the true foundation of the project. They supported each other, motivated each other, and shared the same singular vision. For decades, this was their life. The stairway grew to an unbelievable height, piercing through the cloud layer on most days. From the ground, the top was often completely invisible, vanishing into the mist. It was said to have reached a height of over 10,000 feet, an almost impossible feat of amateur engineering and sheer willpower. The brothers were now old men. Their hair was white, their backs were bent, but their eyes still held that same fire of determination. They were so close. They truly believed they were just a few more years away from reaching their final destination. Then tragedy struck. The year was 1974. A small private airplane, flying through thick fog and low-lying clouds, had a catastrophic encounter. The pilot, disoriented and flying well below a safe altitude, didn't see the colossal wooden structure until it was too late. The plane collided with the upper sections of the stairway, shattering the delicate wooden framework that had taken a lifetime to build. The impact caused a devastating chain reaction. The magnificent stairway, the life's work of two brothers, splintered and collapsed, cascading down to the earth in a shower of broken timber and shattered dreams. The destruction was absolute. Where a majestic stairway once stood, there was now only a pile of rubble. Earl and Brock Lee, who were in their cabin at the base, witnessed the entire thing. They watched their dream, their life's purpose, crumble before their very eyes. The pilot of the plane, tragically, did not survive the crash. The event was a local disaster, but for the Lee brothers, it was the end of their world. They never rebuilt it. The physical and emotional devastation was too great. They had poured their entire lives into that structure, and now, in their old age, they had neither the strength nor the spirit to start again. They lived out the rest of their days in the shadow of their fallen dream, two quiet old men who had once dared to touch the sky. Brock passed away a few years later, followed by Earl not long after. They were buried together, near the site where their stairway once stood. So, what is the legacy of the Lee brothers? Is it a story of failure? I don't think so. While they never reached their final destination, their story is a powerful reminder of what the human spirit is capable of. It's a story about the power of belief, the strength of brotherhood, and the courage to pursue a dream, no matter how impossible it may seem to others. The stairway may be gone, but the legend of the two brothers who dared to build it lives on. It teaches us that sometimes the journey itself, the act of striving for something extraordinary, is more important than the destination. Their story is a testament to the idea that even the most audacious dreams are worth chasing. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of incredible people and their amazing ambitions. See you in the next video.